How you doing, y'all? So this is Powerhouse French. So I get a lot of questions, a lot of times about how do you know what I'm saying, keep your pups warm, you know what I'm saying, once they hit the ground. Uh, some people use incubators. Some people use whelping boxes with this material right here. This is like a reptile heating light, you guys. Let's say you had an incubator, a weapon box. Even with people that have a weapon box, they're gonna have this light source hanging over it in most cases, and it'll be a heat light bulb. Your heat light bulb can range from 100 watts, 150 watts, 200 to be too strong. So I say about 100, 150 watts. So your weapon box won't be no further than this, you guys. Here's my thing. So you should be able to adjust this accordingly. So if you have it about that low, when your pups want to get warm in that weapon box, they'll crawl over to you and they'll be under that particular heat. But you can't always depend on that. It also depends on, you know what I'm saying, how hot it is in your house or how cool you keep it in your house. If you keep it too cool in your house as far as AC, this ain't gonna do anything for you, you guys. You know what I'm saying? You can jump this. I don't use this, but I had somebody recommend this video. So I think this Dip wanted to know this video plus somebody else. So you can use that. If you keep, let's say if you got a dog weapon room though, you know what I'm saying, and that room is fairly kept warm, then that'll go well into a weapon box. Two, here's another thing. You can use a container, you guys. It's right here. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm gonna show you something. Now these get changed out daily. Look at this. This is old pillows. We use old pillows for this. It was completely white. You need this for your pups so don't get flat chested, you guys. You just can't put them in, you know, the bottom of this. You know what I'm saying? And then let's say this was some people do that make a mistake. They get one of these and they just throw one of these in them. Don't do that, you guys. Your pups will be flat chested as hell. You know what I'm saying? They probably won't make it too far. You know what I'm saying? Because their bodies are still developing. So what we tend to do, so here's a totally different pillow, you know what I'm saying? Completely clean enough for them to use. You'll cover that. Bam. Now that's the pillow, you know what I'm saying? You need this cushion. You know what I'm saying, you guys? You know what I'm saying? You showing them this, right? So you need this cushion, you guys. This gives them no reason to get flat chested. But don't forget that. So now where's your heat source coming from? So your heat source is coming from what we're using right here. It's a heating pad, you guys. You can use this heating pad. So look, this heat pad covers the whole top area. This is how I'm layering it, you guys. This is a 6-stage heating pad. Once plugged in, it go up to 6 stages. You shouldn't need 5 or 6. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to burn them out. After that, though, you should never want to lay your pups on top of direct heat. That's another way when people don't get wrong. So imagine this being a towel. This is some type of cloth, it is. But towels are a little bit thicker. You lay this on top of that. You know, let's say if my wife is doing it, she wraps it all the way around the heating pad. You know, so now here, boom. If you see this, you guys, it's layered. Your pups is not on direct heat, you know what I'm saying now. Now check this out. But you still need the heating pad because they're going to poop and pee unless you're going to change this every day with cloth. So then you layer it again with cloth. There you go. I'm sorry, I had a little bit stuffed up. And then to keep it clean, we use you can use unscented baby wipes. So let's say as they start maturing, you know what I'm saying, they will poop, they will pee. You change these puppy pads out all the time. Ideally, this is what it looks like. So this is garbage right here. This should always be kept sanitary and kept clean. Now here, ideally, now you got this layered over a puppy pad. Up over the puppy pad, you got the cloth. Under the cloth, you got the heating pad, you guys, your heat source. Now here's the thing: when your pups first get home, you probably have to. You can get these from Target. Some of them only go to 1 through level 4. Some of them come to 1 through level 3. You got to put your hand on it to try to figure out what's, you know what I'm saying. If it's too hot, don't do it. So by this being layered up, about layer 4 on the first week, level 4 on the first week. If you put it on like 1 or 2, they're not gonna feel this, you guys, because you gotta lay it over, a cloth and all this and all that. Now here's another thing. Now you want to know how you keep the heat insulated in. You cover it. This is the last thing you guys want to be mindful of this. So this is what's keeping your heat in, you guys. Bam. You know what I'm saying? So after your pups get through feeding, you don't cover it all the way. Don't ever do that. They need some type of circulation now. You know what I'm saying? But you cover it about that much. That much. You leave this end cracked open, so when they want to come over source area, you guys, they'll come right here. You know what I'm saying? Other than that, they'll know how to crawl. So keep this in mind. The first week you have pups, they can't open their eyes for a week, maybe even 7 to 10 days. They can't see, they can't walk, you guys. You got to guide them. So if they can't see or walk, but they can still sense like, okay, this is a little bit of an area where they might want to be. We don't leave pups in there with mom. Mom might squash the pups, you guys. For the first 2 weeks, mom's is exhausted. She won't do it intentionally, but she can smother them puppies, you guys. So check this out. So with this being said, I think this is a good setup. I'm gonna move this way for you. So bam, this cloth. So the heat that's coming from the bottom, it rises up, you guys. So, but with this cloth there, it keeps it warm just as an incubator. Now here's the thing: you want that heat to be on their chest but you don't want it too hot. Not at all, you guys. You want the heat to be on their chest for the simple fact that after they eat it, heat stimulates them to poop, you guys. So poop pups for the first 2 weeks, maybe 3 sometimes, they do not poop on their own. My bad, that's pups right now. But they don't poop on their own, you guys. So the heat helps their stomach stimulate them to poop. You know what I'm saying? So once you turn your heat source on, and here's another thing with the heat source. I bought like one of the expensive ones, man, that it got a timer so I can go to sleep. The timer go all the way up to 2 hours. So I can set for 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, or 120. So people feed every 2 hours, right? My first week, definitely. I always set my time on 120, and depending on how hot it is, level 2 or level 3. You know what I'm saying? And I know they get some good heat source for 2 hours, and maybe I'm catching a 2-hour break. I ain't got to worry about that. But as they get older, you guys, you're going to have to cut back on the heat. As they start to be able to, retain their own heat, you might have to cut back to 60 minutes of heat, or level 2 or level 1, depending on this. So don't directly think you'll find the one that I got, in Target. Hopefully you guys can, but if not, they got different ones and Targets that you can find. They go from like 1 to like 3. I know that for a fact, or 1 to 4, but those tend to get hotter. So you might only need to put it on a level 1. So the shorter the numbers, the hotter they get. You might not, you know what I'm saying? You just got to figure that out with your own hand. By this going to 6, it's a little different. But after each feeding, always cover it up. They can't see the first week anyway. Their eyes is closed. So cover it up. It ain't like they in darkness. They can't see anyway for the first 7 to 10 days. But this is the way you keep the heat source in. This is the way that stimulates their stomach to poop. And it's critical. You know what I'm saying? The first 2 weeks, if your pups ain't getting the right heat, if they not eating right, if they constipated or aspirated, you guys, if they aspiration, them the first 4 things right there would kill your pups in the first 5 to 10 days. You know what I'm saying? Make sure they're not aspirated. Make sure that they're not constipated. Make sure that they're not cold. And make sure that they eat. If you can get through them 4 things in the first 10 days, then you got some great pups. So this is how I keep my heat source. Now, the third way, like I said, people use incubators. You can't. I got an incubator, but I don't use it, you guys. You know what I'm saying? I only use an incubator when I think my pups need oxygen. So if they need oxygen, I use an incubator. But in most cases, they don't, though. So maybe in one day, if I ever had that situation, you will see that happen. 2, like I said, sometimes people have this clamped on. I've done this before.